horrifically large walls of cobblestone, and endless flows of lava. This is 2B2T. Hey guys, I'm Duke, and I am recording a video, well, I'm recording the audio of a video that I actually have never done before. Essentially, I am commentating over existing footage I have, well, that I just got today, of a server called 2B2T, which is a Minecraft server that I'm going to promote, and I'm going to promote it in a way that I feel is best to pick. So let's get started. Now, when I was recording this video, of course, I was using Optifine because Optifine allowed me to record it more efficiently. Because, see, what Fraps does is, Fraps likes to use your video settings and your DirectX and stuff like that. So what happens is your, what's the term? Well, I didn't think of a term. You start lagging out horribly, which is why I can't record some games. Like, for example, I can't finish the Civilization 5 series for until I can get a new video card, because Fraps is requiring so much of my video card, and even though my processor would normally be able to handle it, my video card is outdated, so I wouldn't be able to normally record games I want to record, which is a huge problem on my part. Now, even though that, let's get on to actual server. Now, the server is an anarchy server. If you noticed earlier on in the video that there was a bunch of cobblestone decay and ruins and stuff like that, that's actually the result of people building and griefing and building and griefing, and all of this continual cycle, which results in the spawn being hell. And then people who are hackers and stuff will go onto the server and they will just make it worse, and as a result you have these monolithic and horrible constructions that are just that make it almost impossible to get out of spawn, and it makes it a living nightmare trying to get out in order to survive. Because it works in the sense that if you get the farther out you get from spawn, the less grief it is, and the less grief it is, the safer and the easier it is to survive in. Now, of course, you have to get at least 10,000 blocks away in order for it to be completely safe, or at least sort of safe. There's still a chance of someone reaching you, but as the farther out you get in the map, the less likely it is someone's going to find you. 10,000 blocks is when it's very low risk. Between that, you should take caution and try to conceal your base as much as possible. While 10,000 blocks away or more, you can be more lenient. 30,000 blocks is what I would recommend building a base on, but that will take too long and you will probably die a lot trying to get there. Which actually happened when I was trying to get to 10,000 blocks with this guy I met who was pretty cool and decided to partner up with me, called Ian5281. He's still gonna be on the server and stuff. We actually planned to go into his base and stuff and get set up. Alright, so let's go back onto this. The server has a very interesting community. Because, see, when anarchy does to people is, it allows for the worst and the best people to come out. Like, for example, when I met Ian, he could have just killed me with a sword. He had an stone sword, and I approached him very peacefully. He could have just murdered me, and that would be that. I would have lost all my stuff, and he would be a little bit richer. But he didn't. I don't know if it's because he didn't view me as much of a threat, or if he just wanted to be nice to me. But he didn't kill me, and I'm glad for that. And he, even more so, he teamed up with me and stuff. Well, I teamed up with him, and we were trying to go to his base. But even though that, you obviously, if you look at the chat more during this video, you'll notice that there occasionally be these weird stuff going on. You would see someone getting murdered. You would see people getting murdered by each other often, or being killed in general. You'd see people having arguments. You'd see people being like, "I'm warning you, back off," and then all suddenly the person they warned is dead. You'd have all these disturbing incidents, but you'd also have stuff like what happened with me and Ian. Even though the likelihood of you running into someone who's really nice to you is kind of low, so if you're on that server, I would recommend being really cautious. Just because that person may either want your help, or they may want your gear. And if they want just your gear, you're kind of screwed. Which Ian actually was pretty cool, because Ian realized that instead of killing me, he could have used my skills as well as my equipment. And in return, he would benefit me in a mutual beneficial relationship. Now, when I was playing with him, I had this crazy adventure. We went out to this dungeon, like, which was a quarter of the way to his base, which I'm not going to tell you his exact coordinates because he's really nice. Well, he died first, and I was stuck at the base waiting for him, and then I went up trying to, like, the darkness, being like, maybe I can go get some gear and stuff, maybe I can go back to the village, and all that, and then I got murdered, and then I had to be the one who catch up, and I actually got to the dungeon town and got my gear, and then I waited for Ian to catch up, who was waiting for me at the village behind, and was getting up some gear and all that, and then we got ready, and we waited for it to come daytime, so we just chilled in there, killed some skeletons and stuff, and then once day came, we left and we got our stuff. We went to the base, which actually I didn't actually get to the base. I had to go off before we got to the base. You know that we should go up any second now. The servers is hard mode server. It's not hardcore, because if this was a hardcore server, the amount of people on the server would be non-existent. And then, not mention that, the server has no rules at all, which means that they can use X-ray, which allows them to see through the ground. They can cheat in items. They can do all that sort of stuff. They don't have any op abilities. No one is op, so they can't do stuff like turning over the creative mode normally. They have to do it unethically in a certain sense. So, but it's still allowed. Completely allowed, which is why 2b2t is an anarchy server and why it is actually scary. Even though that is still really fun to play because it is a tremendous challenge. Also, I would recommend if you ever record a video on this server, you never give out the coordinates. You either censor them or you make it impossible to read it or anything like that, because the reason is on the server, if on the internet, people will look for 2b2t servers videos and they will grief badly. They will destroy all of that stuff, and it really sucks. It really sucks to lose your stuff, and the problem, that's why you never give out your coordinates, because then people actively go out, find you, kill you, take your stuff, and it's all gone. Everything. Also, the people in the chat are pretty funny. They have very interesting conversations and stuff. They talk about fetishes a lot, though, for some reason, and they also have the weirdest conversations. So I would recommend joining the server and playing it, and if you're not the kind of guy who likes anarchy servers, sucks for you. So yeah, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to my channel because I could really use knowing that people are watching my channel and subscribe to it. Check out some of my content. I'm doing a a game dev tycoon series right now, which may not be your kind of thing, but give it a try at least, or check out some of my other content. I usually post a series, but I also occasionally put in other videos in order to give some diversity to the channel. Also, remember to like this video if it to be informative, and if it was either not informative or kind of hard to understand, go post in the comment section and give me some feedback so that way I know how to improve my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.